Hello guys, my name is Archana Devi. I am Assistant Professor from Rajagiri School of Engineering, Kochi. This video is part of RSET Online for the subject Computer Graphics, which is an 8th semester global elective. And the topic that we are going to deal with today is from Module 6, and this is one of the visible surface detection methods. So we have already covered 3 other visible surface detection methods, and this is the third. This is the fourth one in that series. So the algorithm is depth sorting method. So this is in this depth sorting method, it says that it uses both image space and object space operations. Okay, so if you recollect, we can classify this visible surface detection methods into 2. Where some of them fall under object space method and a few others fall under image space method. So in object space method, it actually compares the objects and part of objects to each other within the scene to determine which surface can be labeled as visible. But in the case of image space method, the visibility is decided point by point at each pixel position on the projection plane. So this depth sorting method that we are going to see, it uses both image space and object space operations. So there are 2 basic functions under depth sorting method. The first function is, first the surfaces are sorted in the order of decreasing depth. Okay, in the order of decreasing depth, the surfaces will be sorted. And the second one is, so the first function, it uses both image space and object space operations in order to do this operation. And the second function, where after sorting the surfaces in the order of decreasing depth, the surfaces are then scan converted in the order starting with the greatest depth. So scan converted means taking each pixel position and representing it in the projection plane. So once the surfaces are sorted in the decreasing depth, each of them will be taken starting from the greatest depth, starting with the surface which has the greatest depth, and that will be scan converted in the order. So this depth sorting method is also termed as painter's algorithm. Because the operation that you are doing in depth sorting method is similar to how you will paint a scenery. Okay, how you will paint a scenery. Say for example, like if you have like a scenery like this, so normally what you do is the farther objects are first painted, right? You start with the farther objects, and then you will come near with the next closer object, and then the next closer object, like that. That's how you will normally paint. So this depth sorting method also follows a similar scenario. Farther objects are painted first, then the nearer object. So the process is similar to that. First what happens is the surfaces will be sorted according to their distance from the view plane. And then the intensity values for the farthest surface are entered into the refresh buffer. So here also you have the refresh buffer coming, just like how you had this in the depth that your Z buffer algorithm. Okay, then once the intensity values are entered, what we do is we take each succeeding surface in decreasing order in turn. Each surface will be taken in turn. Okay, and then we paint the surface intensity onto the refresh buffer over the intensities of previously processed surface, just like how you normally paint a scenery. So the process that we follow here is the surface with the greatest depth is compared to other surfaces in the list, and to determine whether depth overlap is there. So this is actually kind of, you can call this as a test 0. Okay, this is test 0. This is the first step that will be done. So what we do, we take the surface with the greatest depth, which is compared to the other surfaces in the list in order to determine whether there is depth overlap. So if there is no overlap, then S will be scan converted, that is S will be painted. It will be projected into the plane. But if there is an overlap, then if there is an overlap in the depth between the surfaces, you have to perform 4 tests. So this you can call it as test 0. If the test 0 fails, then you have to perform 4 tests. Okay, so let us take an example for this test 0. This is an example for test 0 that I have given. So here you can see that here there are 2 surfaces, S and S dash. Okay, so here we are assuming that S has the greatest depth and S dash has the next depth. So here the plane that is taken, this is a X plane and this is a viewing direction plane. Okay, and this is a negative Z direction, this is a positive Z direction. We are viewing in the negative Z direction. So here you can see that for this surface S, this is the maximum value of Z depth. This is a minimum value, and for S dash this is a maximum and this is a minimum value. So here you can see that there is no depth overlap between the surfaces. There is no overlap. So that means you can directly scan convert S followed by S dash. So the order will be S will be painted first and then S dash will be painted. But here let's see, look at this example. In here you can see that between S and S dash you have a depth overlap. Here your Z dash max is greater than Z min. Right? The maximum value of Z for S dash is greater than the minimum value of Z for the surface S. So there is a depth overlap. So when there is a depth overlap, then you have to perform 4 other tests which are mentioned here. So these tests will be performed in order, one by one. And then first, how we will determine is, first we will perform the first test. If the first test succeeds, then there is no need to perform other test. You will directly scan convert. So the order is S followed by S dash. This is what we are following. So our ultimate aim is whether you will scan convert S followed by S dash or whether you need to reorder. Whether you need to scan convert S dash followed by S. That is our ultimate aim. So what we do, if test 0 fails, then you have to perform test 1. So if test 1 also fails, then you have to perform test 2. Suppose in test 2 it succeeds, then you need not perform the other 2 tests. You can directly scan convert S followed by S dash. You only have to check 4 conditions, that's all. I hope this is clear. So only after the 4 tests are performed, if all that 4 test fails, then only, if all the 4 test fails, then only you have to reorder. So you will reorder. That means S dash will be scan converted first followed by S. So let us see what these 4 tests are. Okay. So the first test says the bounding rectangle in XY plane for the 2 surfaces do not overlap. That is the first test. The bounding rectangle in XY plane for the 2 surfaces do not overlap. So what does that mean? Let us take this example. So in this example, does it fail test 0? It does fail test 0 because here you can see that this is a depth values, right? These are the depth values. So here there is a depth overlap in the Z-axis. So since there is a depth overlap, this fails test 0. So this fails test 0. Test fails 0, it fails. Now test 1. The bounding rectangles in the XY plane for the 2 surfaces do not overlap. So to find out, what you have to do is you have to take the you have to take the value in the XY plane. So say let us take this example itself. Suppose if the X value you have to check either in the X direction or in the Y direction. So since here you have X direction, if you take the projection here, okay, so this is the X value for this surface and for S and S dash. So this is a X min and this is X max, right? And this point is X dash min and this is X dash max. So you have to check if there is an overlap between these 2 surfaces in X direction. If there is an overlap in X direction, then X or Y direction, that's what they are meaning. Then only it will go, you have to go to the test 2. So here you can see that this actually fails test 0, right? So here it fails test 0, but it passes test 1. Test 1 it passes. There is no problem there is no overlap in the X or here you have to either consider X direction or Y direction. I am checking in X direction here. So since there is no overlap in the X direction, that means it has passed test 1. You need not reorder anything. You scan convert S followed by S dash. But here, if you take another example, if you take this example, you can see that here there is depth overlap is there, and as well as there is a overlap in the X direction. So here you can see that these are the X values, right? So there is overlap in the X direction also. So that means this fails test 0 as well as this fails test 1. It fails both the tests. So in that case, you have to check, you have to go to the second test. So the second test says surface S is completely behind the overlapping surface relative to viewing position. So you have to check if the surface S is completely behind. Behind you can also find out like whether if the it's inside. Surface S is inside the overlapping surface. So overlapping surface is S dash here. Okay. So overlapping surface means S dash. So if the surface S is completely behind, then that means the test 2 is also passed. There is no failure. Let us take this example. Let us take this diagram for in order to understand. So I have taken this example from your textbook only, the Earn and Baker textbook. The same example I have taken. So here you can see that there is depth overlap, right? There is depth overlap as well as there is overlap in the x direction. So both test 0 has failed, test 1 has also failed. Now whether you have to check if test 2 is passed or failed in this case. So what this means is surface S is completely behind the overlapping surface S dash. So what that means is if you take this S dash surface, any points, okay, which comes above S dash, those points, like you have to view from here with respect to from below, okay, from below if you view up, that's what it means. So if all the points of S are inside S dash, that is if all the points of S are behind S dash, then you say that the test 2 it has passed test 2. So in this case you can see that all the points of S are above S dash only. You don't have any points below S dash, right? But look at this case. So in order to complement this, let's look at this example. So here you can see that the surface S, you have to check if surface S is completely behind S dash. So here S is not completely behind S dash. Behind means any point which comes above S dash, that is behind, because you are viewing from here, okay? So all the points that comes above you call it as behind or inside, and all the points that comes below you call it as outside. So here you can see that until here, till here all these points are inside S dash only. Like if you extend this S, you can see that all the points till here are inside, but these points are actually outside, right? These points are actually outside. So that means in this case this has failed test 0, this has failed test 0, this has failed test 1, this has failed test 2 also, this example, okay? So here in this case it didn't fail test 2, it actually passed test 2 because all the points are inside, all the points of S are inside S dash. So in order to find out, okay, how will you actually determine whether the points are inside or outside? For that you can use a inside outside polygon test. Okay, this is the inside outside polygon test. Using this test you can determine if the points are inside or outside. So for that we will be using the plane equation ax plus by plus cx plus d equal to 0. So here we already know that if you take any xyz points, if the point is less than 0, then you say that it is inside the polygon. I hope you remember. If the point is less than or equal to 0. But if the point, any point, if you substitute in the plane equation and you get the answer as greater than 0, then you call it as outside. Okay, so the same principle we follow here. So in order to find out if S is completely inside S dash, what you have to do is substitute all vertices of S of each plane in the plane equation of S dash. So each and every vertex you have to take and then substitute in the plane equation for S dash. For any point, okay, for any of the vertex in S, if you get any of the vertex as like the condition to be satisfied is everything should be less than 0. All the points should be less than 0. If all the points are less than or equal to 0, then we say that S is completely inside or behind S dash. Okay, S is completely inside or behind S dash. But for any point, it doesn't satisfy this condition. If any point you get a value greater than 0, then that means S is not completely behind S dash. So similarly for test 3 also. Test 3 says that the overlapping surface, S dash. So the overlapping surface means S dash. S dash is completely in front of S related to the viewing position. So in front means outside. Okay, so here we saw that in this example this passed test 2, but in this case it did not pass test 2. Here some of the points are not completely inside S dash, right? Some of the points in S, here all these points are not inside S dash. So you have to since it failed 0, 1 and 2, you have to check for test 3. So in test 3, it says the overlapping surface is completely in front of S. So you have to check whether it will pass this case. So here you can see that the overlapping surface S dash, whether it is completely outside S, that is what you have to check. So here you can see that this is S dash and this is S. Okay, so with respect to the viewing position, all the points that comes here are inside and all the points that comes here are outside to S. Okay, so for S dash, all the points that comes here are inside and all these points are outside with respect to S dash. So what we have to find out here is if the overlapping surface is completely in front of S. In front of S means outside S. So all these points are inside S. Okay, right? If you take, if you extend this, all these points are inside and all these points are outside. All these points that comes here. So you have to check if this S dash is completely outside S. So here you can see that this line is completely outside this S. So that means this test actually, this test case has passed test 3. So again, till here we have seen that even though this test case failed 0, 1 and 2, this has passed test 3. So even till here, if this has passed test 3, there is no need to overlap. You can directly go with S followed by, you can scan convert S followed by S dash. There is no need to reorder. Okay. So now if these are the 3 test cases. Now the last test case is the projection of 2 surfaces onto the view plane should not overlap. If it failed all the 4 cases, including test 0. So if let us take this example. For that I have given this test case here. Okay, here you can see that this actually fails all the cases. So there is the first is depth overlap in z-axis. Z-axis. So you can see that there is a depth overlap, right? There is depth overlap in z-axis. Here there is a depth overlap, and the so this has failed test 0. Now the test 1 is whether you have overlap in x or y direction. So this is a x-axis projection. So yes, there is overlap. So this has failed test 1 also. And the second test is whether the surface S is completely inside S dash. So S is completely inside means all the points of S should be inside S dash. So here you can see that these points are outside S dash. So all the points are not inside. Similarly, the third test says the overlapping surface is completely outside. So this S dash is completely outside S. So here you can see that this portion is not outside. All these portion is outside S, but this portion is inside S. It is not completely outside. So this has failed test 2 as well as test 3. So all the including 0 cases till test 3 it has failed. So finally what you have to do is you have to go and check the last case, last test, which is projection of 2 surfaces onto the view plane do not overlap. The projection should not overlap. So if you project these 2 surfaces onto the XY plane, okay, you are taking the projection. So let us look at this example. Suppose if this is the projection of the 2 surfaces. Suppose if this is S and this is S dash. So here you can see that there is no overlap. If this is a view plane that you have for these 2 surfaces, there is no overlap. Okay, this is a surface. The diamond that is shown here, this is a surface and this is a view plane. So there is no overlap between the surfaces. So again, this has passed test 4. So this case has passed test 4. So there is no need to reorder. You can again scan convert S followed by S dash. But if there is overlap, if you look at this case, if this is S and this is S dash, here you can see that over this place there is an overlap between the 2 surfaces. So you reach this point only if it fails all other cases. That is test 0 it fails, test 1 it fails, test 2 it fails, test 3 also it fails. So here you can see that there is overlap. That means test 4 also it fails. So when all these fails, only then you will reorder. So you will reorder as S dash followed by S. So you will scan convert S dash followed by S. Okay. So this is your depth sorting method. So what do you do? First you sort the surfaces in decreasing order of depth, and then you take each surfaces one by one and you perform the 4 tests. Before that you will perform test 0 if there is overlap in the z-axis. If there is no overlap in the z-axis, then S will be scan converted followed by S dash. If there is an overlap, you have to perform the test one by one, right? So again you have to remember that you need not perform all the tests you go to test 2 only if test 1 fails. So remember that point. And then in order to perform this test 2 and 3, you have the inside outside polygon test. So any point, okay, if it is less than or equal to 0, then you say that that point is inside the polygon. If it goes greater than 0, you will say that it's outside. So for test 2, you will substitute all vertices of S in the plane equation of S dash. So if for any point, if the value goes greater than 0, then S is not completely inside S. Similarly, for test 3 also, what you do, substitute all vertices of S dash in the plane equation of S. So here you have to find out whether S dash is completely outside, right? So if S dash is completely outside, then the value should be greater than 0. So for any point, if it goes less than or equal to 0, then S dash is not completely outside. For any point, if it goes less than 0, it will not be completely outside. So that is how you will determine whether the points are inside or outside. So I hope this video is clear. Just go through the diagrams once and the explanations. Okay. Thank you.